Hello everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to crochet the Cabin Dishcloth, and this is the dishcloth that you see here in front of you. It's a fairly simple and straightforward dishcloth to work. It features these rows of moss stitch followed by an extended edging of half double crochet stitches. It's a fun pattern to work. It's going to work up fairly quickly. It's great for gift giving and using around your own home. This is the front, and then this is our back side. So what we're going to do today is you're going to need some cotton yarn. I recommend a 100% cotton yarn for your dishcloth. I'm going to be working with the Bernat Handicrafter Cotton by Yarnspirations. There is approximately 84 yards per ball. It's a worsted weight. You're going to need almost all of the ball to complete your dishcloth. You're also going to want to have on hand a 5mm or an H8 crochet hook. You will find a copy of the free written instructions, which are free, on my website at richtexturescrochet.com, and I've linked that directly down in the description of this video. Also down in the description you'll find direct links to my crochet books, not free, available on Amazon, a collection of my favorite crochet stitches, as well as barn quilt blankets. Both of those are there for you to check out down in the description. So thank you so much for joining me. While you're here, I invite you to take a look around. Don't forget to subscribe. I update this channel every single week with free crochet patterns and stitch tutorials. So let's grab our hooks and yarn and get started on our cabin dishcloths. Now our dishcloths today measure approximately 7 inches by 7 inches. You're going to start by taking your yarn. We're going to work in rows, and we're going to work the center of our dishcloth first. So taking your yarn, make a slip knot, and then work a foundation chain. And our foundation chain today is going to be 13 chains. If you wish to change the size of your dishcloth, you'll need an odd number of stitches for this foundation chain. Once you have those 13 chains for your foundation chain, you're going to begin row 1 by working a single crochet into the 3rd chain from your hook, and I'm working into the back bumps of my stitches. So single crochet in that 3rd chain, chain 1, skip the next stitch, and single crochet into the next. Repeat that across, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next. All the way across. You're going to finish off with a total of 6 single crochet stitches. Once you come to the end of your row, you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. We're now going to work another row of single crochet and chain stitches, skip the first stitch, and now working over the chain 1 space and into the skipped chain on your foundation chain, work 1 single crochet. You can work just into the chain 1 space, but sometimes I find it leaves a little bit of a gap between the stitches, and I'm not a fan of it, so we're going to work right into the skip chain in the foundation for this 2nd row. Then chain 1, skip the next stitch, and repeat. Single crochet working over the chain stitch and into the skipped foundation chain down below. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into that skipped foundation chain down below. Repeat this all the way across until you come to your chain 2 space. When you come to the chain 2 space, you'll finish off with a chain 1, skip 1, and then simply single crochet right into that final chain 2 space. Chain 2 and turn your work. Now for rows 3 through to 12, we're simply going to work normal rows of moss stitch. So skipping that first stitch into the next chain 1 space, single crochet. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, single crochet into the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet all the way across to that chain 2 space. And when you come across to the chain 2 space, single crochet into the chain 2 space, chain 2, turn your work. You're going to repeat that row 3 until you have a total of 12 rows. So it's a total of 10 more times plus your first two rows that you worked. So 12 rows in total, and then you will meet me back here. Your piece should measure roughly a square. If it does not, you may work more or less rows depending on your particular tension and if you've adjusted the size or the yarn at all. But you want to have a piece that's fairly square. I'll meet you back here at the end of row 12. At the end of row 12, this is what your work is going to look like. You should have a square piece. You're going to chain 1 and turn at the end of row 12. You're then all set to begin working this, what I'm calling extended edging, because it does form part of the dishcloth. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off by working 3 half double crochet stitches into this corner stitch. You're then going to work a half double crochet into each chain 1 space and stitch all the way across to your next chain 2 space. So there's going to be 10 of them in total. First half double crochet into the chain 1 space, then into the stitch, chain 1 space, into the stitch all the way across. There's 10. Then into your chain 2 space, we're going to work 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. It's going to bring us along to the opposite side, and you're going to evenly work 11 half double crochet stitches across this opposite side. Now for mine, because I've worked 12 rows, it's simply going to be a half double crochet at the end of each row. But you'll want to work 11 half double crochets all the way across. There's 10, and I'm going to work one more into this corner for my 11. Then work one more in the corner stitch. Now turning, so you're working along the bottom, you're going to work 12 half double crochet stitches all the way across the bottom, and it'll basically be one in each stitch. So we have one here in this corner, and then one in each all the way across. Our 12th stitch is into the chain 2 space. You're going to work one more into the corner. You're then going to work 11 more starting in that corner all the way across. There's one, and then one at the end of each row. You're going to have a total of 52 stitches. You're then going to not join at the end, but if you wish at this time, if you have a stitch marker, you can use your stitch marker to mark each stitch, or just remember where your first stitch is as we continue working in continuous rounds. For rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5, the next 4 rounds, we're going to work continuous rounds of half double crochet stitches in the 3rd loop. So you're going to begin round 2 by working in the 3rd loop of that first stitch and working 1 half double crochet. Now to find the 3rd loop in your stitch, looking at the top of your stitch, which is right here, you have your front loop and your back loop, front loop, back loop. If you look at the back of your half double crochet, you will see a loop running, and I'll move in a little bit so you can see it a little easier. A loop that just runs horizontally under your back loop. This is called your 3rd loop, and we're going to be working in that stitch only. So finding your 3rd loop, you're going to work a half double crochet into that first stitch. Pull it a little bit tighter so there's no gap here. You're then going to be at the middle stitch of this set of 3 half double crochets, your corner stitch. In each corner stitch, you're going to work under the top 2 loops of your stitch and work 3 half double crochet stitches into that corner stitch. This corner stitch is just a little bit tight. There we go. So we're going to work 1, 2, 3 half double crochets into the top loops of that corner stitch. Then continue working in the 3rd loop all the way across the top of your dishcloth to the next corner stitch. So we're now working in the 3rd loop across the top. All the way across until you come to the next corner stitch. Now, as I come a little closer, I'm going to find those 3 corner stitches, 1, 2, and 3. So into the second, into the very corner, under both loops, work 3 half double crochets. Then continue working in the 3rd loop only, all the way across to the next corner. You're going to repeat this all the way around, and you're going to continue working in this way until you've worked a total of 4 rounds of half double crochets in your 3rd loops, working 3 and under the top loops of each corner. So you want to continue this for rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5. All the way around. I'm to my next corner, into that corner stitch, 3 half doubles under the top loop, and then 3rd loop only. So continue to work this all the way around. Keep going. There's no joining at the end. If you're using a stitch marker, be sure to use the stitch marker and move it up as your work progresses. But I'll meet you at the end of round 5. At the end of round 5, you're going to have a total of 92 stitches. Once you come all the way around at the end of round 5, you will have a total of 84 stitches. We're then going to work one more round for round 6. We're going to continue working in the third loop all the way around and continue working kind of in the same manner with the third loop along the edges and then under both loops for your corner stitch. However, this time we're going to be working single crochet stitches. So into our first stitch, third loop, single crochet in each stitch all the way across to that corner stitch. When you come to that corner stitch, working under both top loops, you're going to work 3 single crochet stitches. Continue along the next edge, working in the third loop, single crochet in each stitch across to that next corner, then 3 single crochets under both top loops in the next corner, and so forth all the way around. When you come all the way around, you can then finally join with a slip stitch into the top of your first stitch, and at this time you'll have a total of 92 single crochet stitches. Once you come all the way around at the end of round 6, you have 92 stitches. You're simply going to be back at your first single crochet and you're going to join with a slip stitch under the top 2 loops of that first stitch. You can then go ahead and fasten off. You're then going to take a yarn needle, tuck in your end, trim it off, and that's all there is to working your cabin dishcloth. So thank you so much for joining me. Once again, I invite you to take a look around. Don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Until then, happy crocheting. Bye.